People want to know why I don't play Zelda games, because it's a little bit of an irony since I'm a huge fan of RPGs. I'm an RPG guy, I'm a JRPG guy. And Zelda, well, I don't consider them personally RPGs. Most of them, if not the majority of them, have these RPG elements in them. They are adventure games. And they have influenced the heck out of a bunch of really historically important RPGs. Zelda was behind them, But ironically, I don't play them. My story with Zelda starts back when I played the very first Zelda game on the NES when I was a little kid. But you gotta understand that here in Mexico, we didn't know English when we were 5 years old. Thank you, CB Ross. Thanks a bunch, man. So we didn't know English. And back then, when I was 6 years old, playing an adventure game in English or an RPG, that was just a waste of my time. I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing. I was playing Mario. I was playing Excite Bike. Skate or Die. Everybody hated that game except me. I loved it. I was playing Batman Returns on the NES, Pac-Man, Xexes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Games where, yeah, they had some English text and dialogue, but it was just kind of there. It was like 1% of the story, 99% gameplay. The Legend of Zelda, however, you didn't really 100% need to know English, but at the same time, you kind of need to understand a little bit of it to progress. So when I played The Legend of Zelda, the first one with my brother and my sister, we were like, we had no clue where to go and what to do. We got lost, we died. We hated that game. And then we got Zelda II. The same day. I mean, we didn't own those games. My uncle had them, so we had to go to his house to play them. And he had those two Zelda games. So Zelda 2, I remember we did borrow the game, took it back home and we played it, because it was more of a side-scroller. But once again, and Zelda 2 is known for it being one of the Zelda games with the most RPG elements. Hell, a lot of people think of that game as an RPG, as an action RPG. I don't feel it's an action RPG. Just because you can enter towns and talk to people and grind doesn't make it an RPG. But I respect people who think of it as an RPG. But my point is that same thing. We never got any far. We died at the freaking mountain where everybody died. We just had no clue what to do or where to go. We were just asking friends, hey, what did you do at this part? Back when the internet didn't exist, all we had was each other, friends at school. Hey, so I'm stuck at this part. What am I supposed to do? Oh, you gotta talk to this guy, but I don't understand. I don't know English. So, oh, you gotta talk to this guy, and then he tells you to go here and grab this thing and whatever. So we did that, So we made more progress in Zelda 2 than we did in Zelda 1. But still, the game was brutally hard. And for us who didn't know any English, brutally cryptic. Okay, so that's when I gave up on Zelda. Some years later, when I was like, I probably was, 15 years old, everybody was playing, PlayStation games. The PlayStation 2 was just around the corner, but me and my brother and sister, we only had a Super Nintendo. Yeah, my mom didn't like us playing video games, so she never bought us a PlayStation or a Dreamcast and nothing of the sort. That's your Super Nintendo, that's it. I'm pretty sure you can relate, a lot of moms were like that. You want a new console? Sell that console to get another one, to get the newest one. But we were so fond of the Super Nintendo that no. We also had a Game Boy and an NES, but the NES wasn't working anymore. But anyway, so I got this game, and but when I played this, I knew English. I wasn't 100% bilingual like I am right now, but back then I knew some English, I could speak it, I could understand it. Read text, English text I could understand. Maybe not spoken, but text. This game was text only. So I got far into this game, I got turned into a rabbit, descended the mountain, and the game was cryptic as fuck again. And again, we're talking about a time where walkthroughs didn't exist, the internet was just starting, so you couldn't look up online what to do. So I got lost in this game again for the third time, and I got rid of it. I mean, I got it 2 years ago in Canada, this copy. But my point is that, can you hear that? Something's broken in there. But anyway, that's my story with Zelda. That's why So I don't like Zelda because, number one, I had shitty experiences with all these three games, in my childhood and my teenhood. When I was younger, I had shitty experiences. They pissed the shit out of me because I didn't know what to do or where to go. And I guess now, because of the internet, I could go back to them and play them, right? I could get into them. Maybe one day I will. But maybe not the older ones, because I just don't feel like playing them. There's something about them that I don't find appealing. But maybe one day. I'm not entirely closed to Zelda games, Maybe one day I can go back to this game and finish it and enjoy it and become a Zelda fan like many of you. Maybe I'll start with Breath of the Wild because it seems to have really strong RPG elements. So maybe one day, guys, but for now I'm not a Zelda fan. That's my story. That's why I don't like Zelda. It's not that I don't like it, it's more like I'm not a fan.